you well worth that today, Derek?
I don't know if we're well worth it. I thought we were the better team in the first half. I thought we tried to make sure that we were always condensing the pitch at the right times, whether we were bringing our back lot up to our strikers in a high press. I thought our press was terrific throughout. It stopped Rangers getting any real sort of rhythm. Forced them to go a bit more longer than maybe they would have wanted, and when they did play longer we were able to deal with that. I thought we dealt with the longer balls, we picked up loads of second balls. I thought we had the best opportunities the first half, and it's just bemoaning the fact at half time, as though you're reinforcing a lot of the good play. We've been here before, Rangers last year when we went 1-0 up and we missed a chance to get a second goal, and Rangers hit us quite quick with 2 goals, so they need to stay concentrated against teams who can score it or nothing really. I thought the second half was more even. I don't think we still had chances. Robbie Deas at the back post, Kennedy running through 1-on-1. Rangers themselves did a couple of things from set plays, and I think one in particular, Big McCrory, makes a good save, but you know, it looked as if potentially the game was maybe going to go 0-0. I didn't want to shake hands on a 0-0 at that stage. I thought it was still an opportunity for us to win it, and you're just waiting for a moment. And we tried to make subs that would help us keep the energy and just try to keep playing on the shoulder. Rangers play with that high press. They give up the grass. They give up the space behind them. They give up the space behind them, and we were just hoping for that one big moment. And thankfully, Marley's made the 1 point that we had into 3. And you know, I think in terms of where we are, it was a far more performance that I'm more can expect for ourselves in terms of being robust enough, hardly give up the opportunities, been really strong defensively, lads all doing their jobs well, and that responsibility and trust and carrying a threat. We play with 2 wingers, we play with 2 strikers. I think I think there's been a reminder to the players in the last couple of weeks that if you're playing with 2 wingers and 2 strikers, you have to engage with them, and we have to make that work. And I feel as though we've brought unnecessary pressure on ourselves at times by not being a bit more of us. And today it was exactly how I hoped the game would play out. Obviously a late winner helps the matter because obviously it gives Rangers fewer minutes to respond. But there was no real scares. I felt quite comfortable throughout the game. Felt great once that winning goal goes in, and it's good to get all 3 points.
Your team fought all the way to the death. It tends to get the result. You went late again today.
Yeah.
Does that say about the character, the fitness, the focus that the team's got?
Yeah, I think you can ask that to any manager when their team have got a kind of history really of scoring late goals. But for me, it illustrates fitness, it illustrates strength of squad, but also illustrates a lot of time real determination. I don't think any of my players at any point settle for 0-0. 0-0 wouldn't have been the worst result. Getting your clean sheet, and you would take positives from the performance, but still felt and still hoped that it was a bit more on the bone for us, and thankfully we managed to get that. I do think that we're well up, and it was one of the trade-offs of playing in Europe competitive games. We're well up and running. The players physically were in a good place. They managed to train a few days in the international break, but we could afford to give them a few days off. The fitness of the players is good. So competitively, we've got loads of games under our belt. The trade-off for that, early in the season domestically, we weren't quite at our best and unable to be at our best, but I thought tactically we were good. But more important, when you play Rangers and the Celtics when they come here, it's that mental part of it. And I thought the mental strength of the team was good, that they always felt there was something, a win there for us, and thankfully we managed to see that through.
You're now up to 7th. I mean, you can now start, despite a slow start, you're pretty much where you hope to be, sort of chatting in the door of the top 6.
Yeah, I think we could obviously come back off European games, going to Pittodrie when we're a bit light, and travelling back from our away game, going to Celtic Park after that. We've had a wee bit of a raw deal in terms of some of the fixtures, so there's been an acceptance for me that not accept losing games, but there's an acceptance that when we play these teams the next time, they'll see it'll be a stronger opponent they'll get. The one that really sticks, the Dundee United game here, because it was a brilliant second half performance and we lose an equaliser in the 100th minute, I think it was, and those 2 points ripped away for us. But the last 2 games has been far more rewarding for us for our efforts. We're a strong group of players and a strong staff, and there's no really been any kind of doubts about where we want to be, but we still need confirmation of results, and clean sheet the day helps matters no end, of course it does.
David Watson deserved a bit of credit for the goal.
Yeah.
A brave pass that put Marley in.
Yeah, and again, just being bright, I think that freshness at that time, Rangers turned to the bench the second half, and I thought maybe got a wee kind of heads up on us in terms of a wee bit more spark at times. But we brought our freshness on. Dave was bright to get to that ball first and just helps us on its way. We know, as I said, that when Rangers come after you and press at times, they leave gaps behind you, and we've still got our people to willing runners, but Davey, nice little weighted turnover, not too far. It gives Marley the best chance to get on the end of it, and no, there's no doubts we get that moment to get all 3 points. But Davey's been struggling a wee bit with his shoulder. It's actually an injury I had when I played, and you don't really get out the bit with it, and it's just on that contact. But he's a big influence in our team since he came into the team, and today was no different.
I know the strength of this team is exactly that, the sort of team element of it, but there's some great individual performances today with the likes of Brad putting in man of the match in the middle of the park, and Robbie Deas with loads of interceptions at the back. Must be very pleased.
I thought all my defenders were first class. I thought Deasy did really well. I thought Finlay was alert, used his experience. Fullbacks were terrific as well with Mayo and Ndaba, but I do think it's right to name check Brad in there. He wasn't alone, and to beat a team like Rangers you have to do a lot right as a team. So, but Brad got about his work brilliantly. Obviously he's became a Northern Ireland international, he's came back, just trained with us on Thursday for the first time after not seeing him for a bit. But he came up with a big moment last season when we beat Rangers, and I thought he was really influential. He's a real competitor in there, so I'm fortunate I've got some good options in there, but the team, everybody played their part today. Cheers.